Yeah, morning. Uh, yeah, so previous class, we almost covered our whole syllabus. So we ended with the pre-testing methods and post-testing methods on copyright testing and everything. So how it will be done? So what are the population? How the population will be selected? So focus group. So in the focus group as well as one-to-one interview, it will be like telephonic interview. So these all the text. This all we have discussed. In the previous class. So today, just I will give you just overall brief about advertising. So how it will be done. So it will be like a one sort of a revision as well as. See, we'll start with the so how the advertising is started. So few concepts. So these are the days we'll start in this class. So just I will cover up. Just I will cover only the areas which I mean earlier people maybe few classes has been missed. So this is I mean one kind of thing. So here just I will just focus on just revise. So what we had just discussed in our earlier classes. So we'll start with them in eras. So how the advertising has evolved over the period of time. So we'll take about I mean just we'll discuss our eras and ages. The early age of print media. So how it will be print media of the world. So how it will be just evaluate how the I mean evaluation has done over the period of time and the scientific area and the creative revolution and era of accountability and integration. This is the where areas and ages. So where how this advertising has been taken in space and as well as been grown over the period of time. So we'll discuss about the early ages. So early ages. So the kind of early ages print. So industrialization, mechanized printing, spurred literacy and which encourage business to advertise businesses to advertise beyond just their local place of business. So that was a thing. So when printing has started, so when printing press, printing invented, so on the printing has started, then they realized that kind of I mean business need to just spread to the other places as well as that's why I mean industrialization and mechanized advertising has given a scope to just encourage businesses to advertise beyond just local places of business. So primary medium this age was print, particularly newspaper, although hand-built posters were also important as well as hand-painted signs. So during the earlier stages, we'll discuss about them when the early stage of print. So apart from the print as well as, so there will be just apart from the newspapers, so hand-built posters and hand-painted signs for them available. Just through this way, they try to just advertise their products. So just keep this. Right. So the first newspaper ad appeared in 1704 for a Long Island real estate. So Benjamin Franklin, Pennsylvania Gazette ran the first advertising section in 1729. So this is the thing. So when first newspaper when appeared in 1704. So I'm discussing about the situation of the globe. So when it was started, the advertising in advertising in paper. So the paper how to be started. The first magazine ad appeared in 1742 in Franklin General Magazine. So that way how it will started. So the 19th century brought the beginning of what we now recognize as the advertising agency. So only Palmer opens the first ad agency in 1848 in Philadelphia. So that is considered as I mean, only Palmer is the first person who just started a first agency in 1848 in Philadelphia. J. Water Thompson Agency formed in 1864, the oldest advertising agency still existence. So there's still in J. Walter Thompson. So Thompson Associate, the way it will just few name is changed. So it's still continue. P.T. Burnham brings a Swedish singer to United States and use the bliss of a newspaper ads and handbills and posters. One of the first campaign. So it will be considered as the first campaign in Swedish singers he brought and just will through newspaper ads, handbills and posters he started in advertising. So in 1868, the NW Higher Agency begins the commission system for placing ads and advertising professionals. Initially, were agents or brokers who brought space and time on behalf of the client for which they received a commission, a percentage of the media bill. So that's how the commission, the kind of amount giving to the person who just brought the business, brought the agency client to the agency. So that way, with the commissioning, the percentage of giving the amount to the person who brought the client to the ad agency, that has started in 1868. The J. Walter Thompson Agency invent the account executive position, a person who acts as a liaison between the client and the agency. So Thompson agency first the person created kind of the account executive position. So who will able to liaison with the client and the agency. So this is the way. So how the early period we can see that when John Gutenberg, so how he invented the printing press in 1400 printed handbills, 1472 ad agency, the Pisons, Sudbury, 1600 newspaper emerged. So 68 first ad agency in London. So 1655 first use of the term advertising was done. So 1704 first US agency US newspaper to carry the ads. In 1742, the magazine ads. 1850, so Benjamin carries the first campaign. So 1850, first branded items such as, I mean, Baker's chocolates appear in stores. So J. Walter Thompson forms the JW agency, first account executive. So then 1865, George Orwell so became the first ad sale agent. 1872, first words illustrated mall order catalog. Then 1879, Protect and Gamble introduces ivory soap. So 1880, Johnson Powers pioneers the copywriting, focuses on news. So this is a few ads that appeared initially earlier stages of advertising. This will be considered, will describe the early age of print and early age of agencies. So this is a way how this, I mean, chart will show you the early age of print and early ages of agencies. Yeah, in 1880s, so advertising was referred to by advertising legend Albert Lusker, the salesmanship in print driven by a reason why. So he described, so why, I mean, the advertising agency advertising particular message is required. So what he described, why he highlighted Lusker, Albert Lusker as salesmanship in print driven by a reason. Why? So why? What kind of the particular product is telling about what? I mean, it's explaining. Why reason is mentioned. The salesmanship in print driven by reason why you need to purchase the particular product. Those two phrases became the model for stating an ad claim and explaining the support behind it. So then that kind of is stating the ad claim, why, I mean, particular claim was made. So and they what is the reason behind, so that will be explained through advertising. So McCann Agency, so which began in 1902, so also developed an agency philosophy stated truth well told. So that is where truth well told that emphasizes the agency's role in crafting the ad agency. So the truth should be well presented, sorry, well presented. So well presented means well told. So presentation is when it's matter a lot. So how you are just presenting, how you are giving, how you are disseminating message. So what, how it will be able to, how effective the message is conveying to the people and the target audience. That's the way. So McCann agency, which began in 1902, so developed the unstated the philosophy truth well told that emphasizes the agency ad agency's role in crafting the message. The Printers Inc., the advertising agency's first trade publication appeared in 1888. So in the early 1900, so the J. Walter Thompson Agency begins publishing its blue books, which explain how advertising works and compile media data as an industry reference. So media data, what kind of, I mean, the media data means so which newspaper is getting the highest circulation, so which paper has, I mean, reaching the target audience, so how, what kind of, I mean, persons or geography about the geographical data about the newspapers, how it will be reaching circulation data. So everything will be media data is compiled and for industry affairs that will be compiled. That, I mean, for compiled. So by the end of the 19th century, advertisers began to give their goods brand names such as the Baker's chocolate, Ivory soap. The purpose of advertising during this period was to create demand as well as visual identity for these brands. So that kind of a brand identity started in later 19th century, end of the 19th century. So they just given the brand name, so goods brand names, such as kind of I think chocolate, maybe the Ivory Shop, Ivory Chocolate, Ivory, sorry, Baker's Chocolate, so Ivory Soap. So the purpose of this during this period was to just create demand and as well as a visual identity for the new brand. Next, we're moving to the early ages to the next scientific era. So how it will just start in the early 1900. So the professionalism in advertising was reflected in the beginning of the professional organization of a large agency, which was officially named as the American Association of Advertising Agencies, known as the 4As. So in 1917. So the earliest, so professional organization of a large agency was which officially named. So the kind of agency that will American Association of Agents Association of Advertising Agency. So it's formed in 1970. So in the scientific era, so early 20th century, so modern professional advertising adapted scientific research techniques. So research technique as well as they adapted. So how to just get reach. So what kind of approaches, what kind of methods it will be more effective to reach to the larger target audience that identify the kind of a scientific reach, and they have just scientifically researched the techniques how to be reach to the larger target audience. Next, advertising
So the,
experts. Yes. Yeah.
sorry, sorry, sir. This is which unit, sir?
Yes.
जी
Good
कोई
morning.
माइक ऑन करके रखे, प्लीज माइक म्यूट करिए ना,
Yeah,
दोनों
please.
का ऑन है।
Right. Thank you. The
Good morning.
scientific.
Good morning, sir. This is which unit, sir?
See, this is, I mean, just overall, I'm giving the overall presentation. So, overall
Okay, sir.
view of the advertising agency. So, through the world. So, it was not there so in our book as well. So, I just have collected the message. So, I'm discussing about the how the advertising evolved over the period of time. So, early ages to the scientific, how it will be the evaluation. So, what kind of ages, what kind of is passes through the early ages, scientific era, and the, how the advertising agency evolved over the period of time. So, that I am discussing. So last class was the last one, which covered, which almost covered your portion. So it will be just all together. So this is a one kind of a revision, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we're discussing scientific era. So the way, so scientific era in the early centuries, the kind of a reaching, the kind of a research techniques that mean how it will just they modified. So advertising agency believed that they could improve advertising by blending science and art. So blending science art, how that the kind of a in scientific era, they started thinking that I mean how to just club, how to just blend using the science as well as whatever the I mean the kind of a art that available on the science that will be put to use, how it will be just presented the message to the larger audience. So two leaders were Claude Hopkinson and John Capels. At the height of the Hopkins' career, he was a Lord and Thomas best known copywriter. So initially, he was the considered as the best copywriter. So Lord and Thomas best known as the copywriter. So Hopkins considered this is I mean few the first person. So who's I mean started the kind of a message, the copywriting, developed the copywriting. So that way the copywriting identification of the copyrighted role. So the how the I mean more popular, how the message will be conveyed. That is the importance of this advertising has started and this copywriting role evolved. So highly analytical, he connected a test of his copy to refine his advertising methods and approach explained in his book in 1923. Book name is Scientific Advertising. So the first book, how it will just been the kind of way, so scientific advertising. So the particular message when they coined when the message coined and developed, so how it will be told, so what are the message, what are how it will be delivered, how it will be disseminated, the kind of a scientific advertising is developed. So in his book, his in a particular book, I mean scientific advertising is, he explained the approaches how it will be told to the larger audiences. The John Couples was vice president of the Batten and Burton, Dustin and Osborne, BBDO. So published the testing advertising. So president of so we'll know so BBDO agencies. So right now, so, I mean available is merged with other agencies. So method in 1922. So how to be told scientific method. His theories about the pulling power of headlines also were based on extensive tests. So pulling the power of headlines. So how the headlines are just revolving, how just headlines, it will be more catchy, it will be more attractive, how pulling the power. So the attracting as well as catching and maybe impressive kind of things. So there's his theories, the pulling power of headlines also were based on extensive tests. So to kind of a test, so to showing to the people and getting the way how to which headline, what kind of a headlines it will be able to have certain kind of a effect on the people. The through the extensive tests, he identified and just identified the role and impressive headlines. They are capable also known for changing the style of advertising writing, which had been wordy and full of exaggerations. So that way, he also style of advertising kind of which had been wordy. Wordy means the kind of a words that will deliberately, that will be intentionally, that will be giving the full kind of claims that may be just simulating and just also making exaggeration. So the kind of a presentation has started just giving the full scope, that mean particular product, so and so, blah, blah, blah kind of thing. So that will just started and giving the importance to the word, how to be just done, how to be explained. So during 1930 and 1940s, Daniel Storch, A.C. Nelson, and George Gallup founded research organizations that are still part of today's advertising. Gallup agency that will right now it's also available. It's been just collecting the always doing the audience research is Gallup agency also right now. This is also present right now. This is also doing research as well as that was started. Then AC Nelson was popular, so he's also conducting the research. It may be AC Nelson earlier in popular. So in 2009, he was we have just used the AC Nelson's surveys for exit polls as well as, so that way. So AC Nelson also popular worldwide as well as some doing the surveys and researches. Right. So scientific era so help the media so better identify the audience. In 1914, the Audit Bureau of Circulation formed to standardize the definition of paid calculation for magazines and newspapers. So that way, so ABC so formed in 1914. So over the world. So that way, in India, ABC formed in 1948. So that also doing the also give the data about the newspapers circulation details. So that way in 14, so Audit Bureau of Circulation was formed to just standardize the definition of paid circulation for newspapers as well as magazines. So media changes saw the print being challenged by radio advertising in 1922. Radio surpassed print in ad revenue in 1938. So how? So in 1921, so the Marconi so invented the radio waves, so had to be just done. So then in 38, so radio surpassed the print ad revenue. So the world advertising agencies and the management of advertising developed rapidly in the years after World War. So World War, the kind of agencies, the kind of a management of agencies has been rapidly has taken means rapid development in management as well as in the activities. The J. Walter Thompson, so agency which still exists today, so led the boom in advertising during this period. So during the World War II. So next, television commercials came on the scene. So in the early 1950s. So I'm talking about the so world scope. So how it will be done. So television commercials came on the scene. So in the early 1950 and brought a huge new revenue stream to the advertising industry. So 1952, the Nielsen rating system for TV advertising became the primary way to measure the reach of the TV commercial. So Nielsen, who was brought in 1952, so how to just measure the audience. So particular how the now we have the in India we have the BARC system, so that will be able to measure the audiences. So which program having largest uh, viewership. So that kind of a data the BARC is giving releasing on every Thursday. Thursday. So every week it will be releasing in India. So like in 1952, so Nielsen's rating system so started to just measure the TV commercials reach. So next, creative revolution. So we have talked about early age and the scientific age, and now we are able to just we will discuss the creative revolution. The creative power of the agencies exploded in the 1960 and 1970, a period by the resurgence of art, inspiration, intuition. So this is 1970s and 1960s. the agencies exploded. Agencies kind of they try to identify the other resurgence of art and the kind of inspiration, the kind of institution. So how it will be can be done, how it will be the message, the kind of using the art to just explain, just elaborate the product identity, or maybe elaborate the brand name, or maybe just give the more message through kind of a using the inspiration kind of a institution, as well as just making the certain kind of an impact to through the art as well. So largely in reaction to the emphasis on research and science, this revolution was inspired by three creative geniuses. So Leo Bernard, David Ogley. So David Ogley was the one more popular, famous in advertising agency, and the William Bernbach. He's, I mean, three persons who's inspired the creative genius. Right now, David Ogley is considered the father of advertising as well as. So we also just he also written one book. So advertising. So the kind of way. So whatever you do, so that should has to certain kind of a impact, certain kind of a people need to identify. Then only your advertising copy will be the objective of the copy will be fulfilled or will be reached. So that's kind of a message, that kind of a elaboration is given about advertising. So these are the persons so who just use the creative method so to reach to the target audiences, larger audiences. Yes. So, in creative revolution, so Leo Burnett was the leader, what we came to be known as the Chicago School of Advertising. He believed in finding the inherent drama in every product. So he found inherent drama. So what kind of a drama we need to just focus through drama, dramatical way. So it will be able to just explain, it will be able to just put forward to the target audience. It will be just dramatic way. That way you can inherent drama need to be evolve over the product, how to be delivered, how to be disseminated. So he also believed in using the cultural archetypes to create mythical characters who represented American values, such as the Jolly Green Giant, Tony the Tiger, the Pillsbury Doughboy, his most famous campaign character, the Marlboro Man. So these are the main characters associated with the way how to be we are seeing the Amul baby kind of thing. So right now, so we will find out the kind of creation of the character. So dramatical way. That way you will try to just focus your product, focus your brand. So that is the way how it will identify the Leo Burnett. So inherent drama. That way able to just create a kind of a dramatical way presentation. So that way the Marlboro Man. So right now we have the Amul baby kind of things, Pillsbury Doughboy. So this is the famous characters, the campaign characters that will be formed and just able to deliberately just pass on the message, explain the products in a dramatic way. So Ogilvy, so founder of the Ogilvy and Mather agency, he created the enduring brands with symbols such as, I mean, Hathaway Man, his historic eye patch for the Hathaway's shirt maker, handles such as the quality products as a Rolls Royce, Pepperidge Farm, Guinness with the products specific and information rich claims. So that way Ogilvy and Mather. So he established the Ogilvy and Mather agency. O&M agency is more popular throughout the world. So that way, so Ogilvy is formed the way. So that will also just started. Yes, Ramesh. Yes, okay. So that has been how the Ogilvy founded. So the O&M agency. Next, Doyle Dane Bernbach agency opened in 1949. From the beginning, Williams Bernbach, with his acute sense of words, design, creative concepts, was considered to be the most innovative and artistic creative person of his name. His time, sorry. His advertising touched people. Persuaded. Ramesh, could you please mute your mic? Yes, thank
What,
you.
sir?
See, I mean, just you are just. Do you have any doubts?
No, sir. I'm
Yeah, could you
carefully
please, I mean,
cleared.
switch off your microphone so that it will not be disturbing to others as well as. So I
Okay,
thought
okay,
maybe
okay.
somebody you may be having any kind of doubt. That's why I'm just asking you. So do you have any doubts on this? That's why.
Okay, sir. I will remove that microphone, sir. Okay.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Yeah. So these are the main. So Dowell and Dane and Burbank. agency opened in 1849. So when the beginning, so William Bernberg, with his acute sense of words, design, creative concepts, were considered to be the most innovative advertising creative person of his time. His advertising touched people and persuaded them by focusing the feeling and emotions. Then they were started using the for emotions as well as feeling, so that can be able to reach, it will be able to just have certain kind of impact, so kind of a emotion attachment, kind of a feelings that ignited that kind of a persuasion will done. So that way, this, I mean, these are the agencies that way use this emotion as well as feelings to just reach their message. So the in creative evolution, we'll see that in 1930, the radio advertising magazine as a leading. 1932, John Keppels applies the scientific methods to mail order copy and headlines. The Clyde and Bedell develops the selling strategium. In 1950, TV becomes important advertising medium. 19 Roser Reeves developed the unique selling proposition. So this is a more kind of the Roser Reeves. Right now we are using the USP. So he is a Roser Reeves who developed the telling about the unique selling proposition of our products. What is the uniqueness in your products? So that is he is considered as a who coined the word USP. Next, 1960, Leo Burnett celebrates the brand icons and inherent trauma. So the way it is conveyed, and David Ogilvy so develops a research based image advertising and the storytelling. So how it will be done. 1960, Bill Burke so focus on the art of the persuasion. So how to just convince, how to persuade. So to maybe through about feelings, emotions, that way that we use to just persuade the audience. So 1969 inherent beginning and 1970 emailing begins. That way how it will done. And 1989 web is born. So that way how World Wide Web has been started. 2001 new focus on social concerns. So then social concerns, corporate social responsibility was started in 2001, and 2008 and 2009 economic crashes worldwide. So this is the area, so creative area. So how it been from the 1932 so 2009. So how the development of the agency, how development of the coining of the words, kind of different kind of elements that we use to just focus, that we will to pursue it, that we will to ignite, that we will to instigate the people, that will able to mobilize, that will be able to inspire and instigate the people to just to purchase to towards them in had a kind of a established about the particular products and able to recall, able to register in their minds through using different kind of a terminants. So from the unique selling proposition to the feelings, persuasions, so the emotions that will all used to just reach to the target audience. That is how to make this the map. This diagram will show this kind of image that will explain how to be done. So the era of accountability and integration. So that's moving. So we're just done with the era. So the how it will just create a revolution. Then moving on to the accountability of the integration and accountability and integration. The starting in the 1970s, the industry-wide focus was on effectiveness. So how effectively will reach? So that is the kind of a accountable, that kind of a importance, the effectiveness of the particular ad. The clients wanted ads that that produced, so the emphasis was on research, testing, measurements. These are the words, that's are the elements that will for has got many prominence and importance. So that way, the how it will be done, so how it will be measured, the effectiveness of the ad through the research, through the testing and measurements that will be able to arrive the effectiveness of the particular ad. To be accountable, advertising and other marketing communication agencies recognize that their work had to prove its value. So when they have developed ad, they have developed the message. So how it will be reached? So that kind of they need to just prove its value. What kind of a value it generated? Suppose we release a particular ad about a particular product. So what kind of a value it generated? Why? How it will be measured? How it will be had a kind of a effect on consumer minds. So what kind of its value need to just have to prove. So that kind of elements have been got importance. Then as the digital era brought nearly instantaneous means of communication, spreading word of mouth among as a social network of consumers, companies became even more concerned about their practices, and reputation. So that way, reputation, social consumers and companies' reputation and the practices about their concern about the practices and reputation has kind of a got prominence and importance. So that bought, internally because of its spread of the communication as well as word of mouth. That way, the kind of how reaching, so the identification of the particular brand, or maybe it's brand reputation or company's reputation, what kind of practices adopting, that are the kind of that we got the kind of importance. Next, integrated marketing communications became the important. So integrated market communication is another technique that that managers began to adopt in 1980 as a way to better coordinate with the brand communication. So when communication has started, when this has different kind of a communication tools are available. So the integrated marketing, integrated marketing technique, but that way able to just adapt different kind of way to reach, and it will able to coordinate and just able to build and able to reach the larger target audience. That kind of a brand communication started through integrated marketing. So what are the key components of the advertising? So what are the key components? We'll discuss about how the strategy, media effectiveness, message, and evaluation. So these are the way, so key components of advertising. This will consider the key components of strategy and media effectiveness and message and the evaluation. So end is how you are, whatever you are, what kind of efforts you have put. So how it will be evolved over the period of time. This is way. So how the particular message. So the way it's what kind of a strategy, what kind of a message, what kind of a media, and how it will be effectively reach to the target audience. It is a way that will able to just will measure. That we able to just measure as well as to identify the value of the particular message or maybe particular product value will be calculated. So based on the effectiveness of the ad. Next, strategy. So strategy, the logic behind an advertisement is stated in objectives that focuses areas such as sales, new news, psychological appeal, emotion, branding, brand reputation, as well as the position and differentiation of the product from the competition, and segmenting and the targeting the best prospects. So this is a strategy. So what is the logic behind this? That we able to focus the areas sales and new psychological appeals, emotion, branding, brand reputation, as well as the position and differentiation of the product. So how you will differentiate your product from other products available in the market, available that will be considered as the competitive to your product. So segmenting and targeting the best prospective ways that will be able to reach. Next, message. The concept behind a message and how that message is expressed is based on research, consumers' insights with an emphasis and creativity and artistry. So this is way the message. It will be the kind of a message when you are developing, when you are thinking about the particular message. So that will be research, how it will be done, how to be delivered, how it will be reached, how the message will develop, what kind of a effect it will have. So that is way how it will be presented using the creativity and the artistic way, so that you will be able to have certain kind of impact on audience mind. So this is media. So this is media, how it will be done. So various media have been used by advertisers over the centuries, including the print, handbills, newspapers, magazine, outdoor signs and posters, broadcast, radio and television, and now digital media. So this is where various media mix we will consider as a media mix. So you choosing the appropriate media that will be able to reach that our target audience and able to reach our objectives or reach to our goals through choosing a appropriate media. So it may be print media, choosing electronic media, broadcast media, radio, television, and also outdoor media. So how to just, and as well as we have the news as well as the more reachable media as well as this digital media. So the targeting ads to prospective buyers is done by matching their profiles to media audiences. So advertising agencies compensation was originally based on the cost of buying time and space in the media. So that way, so media agencies started to just purchase the space and time on media. So that will how to be advertising agencies compensation. So that way, so choosing the particular media, selecting particular media, maybe it may be print or electronic media, or buying a space that will be decided how it will be the kind of amount will be done. So that will compensation that will be how we the media mix will give the scope as well as give them to just which appropriate media and choosing will able to give them certain kind of a priority and that will able to just reach and the way the amount will be generated to purchasing the space and time. Evaluation. So evaluation effectiveness means the meeting the objectives in order to determine that if that has happened, there must be a testing. So how it will be done? So there should be testing. Then it will be you will be able to measure the effectiveness of the ad agency, ad message. The standards also set by professional organizations and companies that rate the size and makeup of an ad, the makeup of a media audiences, as well as advertising social responsibility. So that way reaching that way kind of a, which kind of media we're using, the what kind of audiences we are reaching, whether the objectives of the ad, objective of the particular ad, the goals of the ad, and as well as the evolve the social responsibility ad. So while they are delivering around there, this just spreading their message, they need to feel the social response to what kind of elements they need to use. So that way they need to just identify their social responsibility while delivering the message as well as that way the effectiveness be measured through the testing way. So that way that standards, the testing kind of a standards will evolve the kind they set certain kind of a professional standard so that they can able to measure. Yes, next moving. So just moving to next one. So the ad agency world and who are the key players. So the agency, the advertiser, the agency, the media professional, the media and the persons, sorry, professionals, suppliers and consultants. So these are the ad world. So key players and how the advertising done. That we'll discuss one by one. So advertiser, agency, media and professional suppliers and consultants. Yes, right. So we'll just move towards an advertiser. So yes, Chinta, some showing. Yes. So yeah, the advertising begins with the advertiser, which is the company that sponsors the advertising about its business. Most advertisers have a marketing team that initiate the advertising effort by identifying a market, identifying a marketing problem and advertising can solve. For example, Apple executives knew that the Macintosh easy to use computer platform needed to be explained. That information about the launch of the new computer so would need to reach a large population of a potential consumer buyers, computer buyers. So advertising was essentially to the success of this new product. So that way, so advertising, so how to build use the most advertising, you have a marketing team that initiate the advertising effort by identifying a marketing problem advertising can solve. So what kind of a problem the message will solve. So that way, that kind of a platform, that kind of a easy to use kind of a manual, maybe the kind of a you how you to explain how you will deliberately pass on the message, how to just disseminate the message that will be able to give. So what kind of a problem that your message will be able to solve. This is a way Macintosh how it will identify and how they explain. Next, advertiser, the marketing team makes a final decision about the strategy, including the target audience and the size of the advertising budget. This team approves the advertising or marketing communication plan, which contains detail outlining the message and the media strategies. So the way the marketing team how to identify the take the final decision about the strategy, maybe may include in the strategy that includes target audience and the size of the advertising budget. So budget also need to just get to know. So what kind of a project priority we have in the particular limits, in budget limits, how it will be effectively, how it will be delivered, how it will be reached to largest audiences. This team approves the advertising and the marketing communication plan that which contains details outlining about the message and the media strategies that will be they will know. So the final decision that kind of the message that will be reached, how it will be done. So next, so the second player is the advertising agency. So other type of our marketing communication agencies that creates, produces, and distribute the messages. The working arrangement between advertiser and agency is known as the agency. So that kind of arrangement, working arrangement, we will consider as a working arrangement between the advertiser and the agency as the agency as known as the agency client partnership. Agency client partnership. This consider the we just sitting together the agency as well as advertiser and chalk out the plan. And advertising uses an outside agency because it believes the agency will be more efficient in creating the advertising message then the advertiser would be on its own. So who thinks about he want to the particular advertiser want to give his message, want to pass on the message, want to just explain about this product. So he identified the advertising agency can able to deliver, can able to have the certain kind of a strategy and maybe you have the creative way that will use the message, that will develop the message, that will able to reach target, it will reverb, it will be resonate, it will be have kind of a impact on the target audience. That way, they will just kind of a advertiser will have the think about the agency that way able to deliver the message to the larger audience. The advertising professionals working for the agency are experts in their area of specialization and passion about their work. So advertising professionals. So those who are working in advertising agency, they are way more professionals. So they know, they consider the experts. They will able to reach. They will able to identify how to reach, what kind of a word have certain kind of a reach as well as certain kind of a impact. The words, the coining of a words, the kind of making about the headlines and maybe jingles, maybe slogans. They are professionals, so that they can develop that we have that will have certain kind of impact, certain kind of a effect on audiences. That way, so advertising professionals working for the agency are the experts, considered the experts in their areas of specialization, and they are more passionate about to create more attractive messages. Next, media. So in this way, so the key components of the advertising. So this, next, we move on to the third player in the advertising world in the media. The emergence of the media has been a central factor in the development of advertising because of mass media offers a way to reach a widespread audience. So that way it will have the kind of a media outside. So that will have a widespread reach. So because each media has its own potentials, it is more, it has more reach, it has more uniqueness to reaching the target audience. May have so they have the certain kind of a circulation, certain kind of a geographical benefits that as well as they're able to reach larger our targeted audiences. So that way, the central factor in the development of the advertising because the mass media offers a way to reach that way it will give the platform, it will be a tool to reach to the widespread audience. In traditional advertising, the term media refers to all of the channels of communication that carry the message from the advertiser to the audience, from the consumer back to the companies. We refer to these media as a channels because they deliver messages, but they are also companies such as your local newspaper or your radio station. That way, these are the media are the channels that we able to reach to the larger audiences and that will deliver the messages. Each medium, as we know, so radio, newspaper, TV, billboard company, etc., has outdoor advertising. So has outdoor. So advertising has different department has a department that is responsible for selling space, ad space, and time. So that way space will the advertiser or advertising agency purchase from the media. It may be a radio or a newspaper or a TV station that will just choose the appropriate media which has larger circulation. So viewership That way they will choose and they will buy the selling space. Many media organizations will assist advertisers in the design and production of the advertisements. So even media organizations as well also assist the advertisers. So how to design, so how it can be delivered, how to able to create to reach the larger audiences. The media also sometimes be able to assist the advertisers as well as here advertisers means the person who is intended to message, pass on the message, want to develop, tell about this product. The primary advantage of the advertising's use of mass media is that the cost to buy time in broadcast media and space in print media and time space in digital media are spread over the tremendous number of people that these media reach. That way, the kind of a cost of the primary advantage of advertising use. So advertising use means that way the mass media that is available. So that way able to read that we have certain kind of a reach, how to be space and time will be purchased. That way the media will help you. Next, professional suppliers and consultants. Who are the professional suppliers and consultants? The fourth player in the world of advertising include artists, writers, photographers, directors, producers, printers, self-employed freelancers, and consultants. So these are the professionals. So these are the people who have certain kind of they have their own uniqueness in presenting, in just passing the message or deliberately deliberating, and through the dramatic way they can have certain kind of impact that kind of a way that kind of what kind of a way they will be able to deliver that kind of able to pass on the message that will have certain kind of impact. They have that kind of they have professionals in delivering, professionals in developing, professional in presenting the message. So these are the persons that will able to give added advantage to the our presentation, have certain kind of will have certain kind of a impact on our message. So other examples include the freelance writers. Sometimes those who are the agency may sometimes hire the popular cooperators as well as graphic artists and songwriters. So printers, market researchers, direct mail production houses, telemarketers, and public relations consultants. So these are the freelancers. So public relations consultants. So you can just hire the public relations consultant as well as to suppose you need to just have to develop, you have to just disseminate the information about your product, or maybe use the public relation consultants. So how effectively reach, how it effectively uh, just create certain kind of a image to for your products through public relation consultants or through this market researchers. They will also give the accurate pulse of the audience. So how they will the what kind of a message will be able to deliver, will be able to have certain kind of a impact on the audience. They will identify the pulse of the audience. That way, how which what kind of a messages, what kind of a presentation people will like. So that way they will give the accurate data, they will give the information data based on that to be able to develop. Then songwriters. So we know, so we all know that, I mean, how that will be certain kind of advertising. They based on the songs. So that will background songs will be just go on, and the activity will just I just will show the activity. So based on the background song. So that way that also give the one kind of a impressive kind of a way. So the Indian kind of a background music as well as the song that will soothing the target audience. That way these are the professional suppliers. These will consider the consultants that will help you to reach the larger audiences. So that way you will able to create certain kind of a impact. These are the popular advertising agencies. The Medicine Communication Private Limited, brand naming redistribution dens to Jiang Rebecom Private Limited, McCann Erickson India Private Limited, Molan Liu and Lintas Group, Ogilvy and Mather Private Limited, DDB Mudra Group, Dansto Aegis Network, FCB Ulka Advertising Private Limited, Group and M Media Private Limited. So these are the popular ad agencies in India. So just you will see. So if you see ad that appeared on a newspaper, you will see right side below, extreme right down, you will find the agencies who developed this ad. So that way you will find out in the newspaper as well as ad that will side of extreme level. You find the name of the advertising agency. So next, moving on to the what kind of a full service agencies. So full service agency, what are the full what kind of a services the full agency will able to give you. So full agencies include the four major staff functions of account management, creative services, and media planning and account planning. So these are the agencies that will have their own account management. So they have their own creative services, people, persons, creative persons, as well as the creative services they will able to offer, and they have own their department that will able to uh, plan the media and just which choosing the appropriate media and account planning, how it will be done. A full servicing advertising also has its own finance and accounting department, a traffic department to handle internal traffic and completion of project, a department for broadcast and print media production. So they will have different departments. The electronic department, maybe broadcast department will look after the radio and television, and the department which will have the look about the print media, that will have how to they will handle print media, electronic media, broadcast media. So different department, as well as so as to just facilitate the client so that they can able to provide all services in one house. So that is the way the full service agency will work. So in-house agencies means they have certain kind of limitations. They not employ the all persons. So in-house agency produces ads and places them in the media, but the agency is a part of the advertisers organizations rather than an outside agency. So they will suppose Ramoji Film City has its own advertising department. They will always develop their own strategy. They will instead of they have their own advertising department, publicity and promotion department. They will promote their products. They will promote. Maybe it may be about Priya Pickles. Maybe it may be about the Margadasi. It may be about Ramoji Film City. It may be film distribution. Maybe focusing about the Ramoji Film City. So the department in-house advertising agency, they will able to chalk out their strategy. They will able to chalk out their own media planning, and they will able to do their strategy on its own. Since I mean, it has its own in-house agency. That way, in-house agency. So that way, they will develop their own method. Sorry, message and. Uh, as well as plan and strategize and just deliver their message. That way, in-house agency, that all in-house agency performs the most and sometimes all of the functions of an outside advertising agency, produce material such as a point of sale displays, sale team literature, localized ads, promotions, coupon books, and that larger agencies have a hard time producing a cost effectively. So in-house, see, all sometimes in-house agencies may not have the media purchasing department. So they need to rely on the third party. When they need to rely on the ad agencies that they may be having the data. So all media data, so that they can direct them to just land this to be able to purchase this kind of a media, this kind of print media, this kind of media, so that can the kind of a product, choosing the appropriate media that will be able to deliver to the target audience, the what we which audience we are thinking about, how it will be delivered, who are the our best potential customers available in a particular media. That way, they need to rely on the media agency. Suppose they don't have the media purchasing, media buying specialists in their own in-house advertising agency. So that way, that is the way differentiation between the in-house agencies and the full agencies. So certain big companies, they will have their own in-house agencies. They will just chalk out. They will develop their own material. They will more produce their materials. Maybe about the literature, about the product. It may be about the displays of the point of sale displays, as well as the localized ads, and maybe promotions or promotions and the coupons, maybe coupon books or maybe coupons, and that may have the that will identify, that will be able to cost effectively, that may able to reach the larger audience. Next, specialized agencies. Specialized is so creative boutique. See, creative boutique, you can has a one and more writers and artists and staff, but generally no staff for media research and strategy. So they are specialized ways. So creative kind of things, the creative people, they will have their own specialization in their way. that will be able to develop, that will be able to focus how the message will be created in a kind of different way, in a unique way, in a kind of a attracting manner, so that can have certain kind of a impact. Next, media buying services specializes in purchase of the media for client. They are in high demand for many reasons, but three reasons stand out. The first, media becomes a more complex as the number of choices has grown. Think of the proliferation of a new cable channels, magazines, radio stations. Second, the cost of the maintaining a competent media department has escalated. So maintaining the media department that kind of has escalated kind of so that it may be cost kind of thing. So that way, so many or maybe there can different kind of choices are there. So how to identify which media need to just choose. That way, this specialized this media buying services, specialized persons will assist the client to choose the particular appropriate media. So that is the third one is the media buying service. Often buy media at low cost because they can group several clients' purchases together to get discounts from the media because of the volume of their media buys. So that way, why I mean this specialized media purchase are the first thing is I mean growth of the I mean growth as well as the choice has been so much. So how to choose appropriate media, exact media so that can be reach. Second, maintaining the competent media department is make cost incurring one. Next, third is when media services often media at low cost because they can group several clients purchase, several kind of purchases together to get a discount from the media. Suppose they will purchase, so different people, suppose different clients approach, so they will just show the media that these are the people there. I mean, so much of people are there. So they when they need to purchase your space, so how much your discount will able to just give you to the particular person who was I mean involved in this purchasing in the media purchasing that will able to get the discounts from the media as well as because they have the value of the media buys. So that way the specialized agencies will do. So that is the structure. So the when the advertising doesn't have an in-house agency, so that is I mean how we will be able to external agencies on in-house agencies. So advertising organization, internal advertising department, in-house agencies, research planning, creative development, media production, and in-house agency. So that way that able to give you so that way kind of a in-house and out or in-house and so, full house sorry in-house as well as a full agencies way. So this is just one kind of I mean overall just given the brief idea about the total overall the advertising functioning, what is the advertising, how it will be delivered, what kind of a key component, how it will be delivered. So who are there in this professions to deliver the exact way, the effective way, the more impressive way. That is the way that will able to develop, that will able to generate certain kind of a uh, message so attractively. So this is the way. So today, just we have just given the overall brief in the last class. Hope you may well prepare for your examination. So thank you. So do you have any doubts in this one?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. Right. Right. So just I'm just closing this session. So hope you will be joining the other class as well. So thank you. See
Thank
you all
you.
the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.